Testing live. What's up, guys? I'm gonna lower down the music, man, but I'm able to finally put some music in the background. What do y'all think? If you guys can hear me okay, drop it in the chat, man. Gonna be giving away a free pack of lures and a free cap. What's up, Mr. Ivans? Orderly. What's up, man? I'm gonna give it a few minutes for people to join. We got 7 people watching. We got 1 like already. No dislikes, so that's good, right? No dislikes, so that sounds good. The wife is watching over there. Any tips on fishing those private piers? Yeah, man, that's what we're actually gonna be doing. We are going to be talking about saltwater pier fishing tips and tricks for you guys. I got at least 5 or 6 tips that I'm gonna be talking about in depth. And if you guys have any tips, we'll talk about it as well. 636 Outdoors. What's up, man? South Texas Roots. Thanks, brother. 12K subscribers. Yeah, man, it's crazy. I remember starting off and I thought 10,000 was a crazy amount. Now we're pushing 12, so that's crazy. 636 Outdoors in the house, man. If you guys want to follow him, I actually met him down here in the Rio Hondo fishing pier. Cool guy, man. He actually gave me the setup that he was using, so it was pretty cool. What's up, Charlie? All right, man. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Let me lower the music here. It's pretty cool being able to put music in the background and play it while I'm talking to you guys. And now I got this mic set up here, cameras right here, and I got the big screen or the big camera or the big monitor right here that way I can see how I look and how I sound. But yeah, man, drop a comment where you guys are watching from, and we're gonna get to it. But we are gonna start off with the dad joke of the day. I thought it'd be funny to add some of these jokes for people. Pure fishing live bait is the way to go. No, for sure, man. It definitely is. In regards to that, if you're fishing the Rio Hondo Pier and you're going to be going out and buying live shrimp, specifically the Rio Hondo Pier, and even Arroyo City, I had a buddy that went out yesterday, or actually, yeah, 2 days ago, and he was using live shrimp, and he actually sent me a video of catfish tearing up that live shrimp. And then the Rio Hondo Pier I went to fish at a couple nights ago, after I saw you there, Martin. He, I saw a bunch of, catfish, little small catfish pecking away at that shrimp, and one of the guys that was there was kind of upset 'cause, I mean, shrimp is expensive, right? But yeah, man, live shrimp is the way to go. Tandem rigs is the way to go as well. Carlos in the house, 636. Charlie, South Texas Roots, the dog Purple, and Ivans. Okay, so the dad joke of the day, man, don't make fun of me about this one, but I actually, my wife actually told it to me, and, she's from Brownsville, so her jokes are funny. But anyway, it says, "Why did the tamale go to the hospital? Why did the tamale go to the hospital?" Question mark, question mark. Anyone know? Heading out to a private place tonight. Tamalito, there you go, Mr. Martin Dote. So he won the free cap and the free, pack of lures just by answering that question. That's funny, man. ¿Por qué? Porque tamalito. That's funny. Mr. Martin's a cool guy, man. I ran into him at the Rio Hondo Pier and he said hi. I actually ran into some of San Benito kids. I say kids because they're in high school, man, and I'm old already. But yeah, they wanted to take a picture, so I took a picture with those guys, and it was pretty cool. I use ChatGPT to put some AI on it. I think I can actually show it to you guys without it blurring up pretty bad. And they they love the picture. One of the guys messaged me on. That's pretty cool. Oh, actually, it comes out pretty good. You can actually see it because it blurs out the background. Stay stoic. 636. If I see you next time, bro, we're gonna take a quick picture. But I got you, bro. I will send you an email, or you can email me. My bad. Stoicoutdoors@gmail.com, and I will set you up. And since you got that first one, for those that are watching, since we have 12 people watching, I am gonna be giving away another free pack of lures at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. And, we got people commenting, South Coast, Port O'Connor. You got Mr. Santa Rosa, Texas. Santa Rosa's cool, man. Small town, just like the Rio Hondo area where I'm from, small town. Say shout out on my channel, GPI a la pesca. Carlos Cano, what's up, brother? For sure, man. I shout out all the people I can, man. You guys know I started off with that mentality, man. I wanted to help people out. That's the whole reason why I give a bunch of tips. Sometimes people they like the tips, but they go out and then they want to try their own method. That's cool also. And it's a learning environment, man. Fishing is an adaptive, it's a fluid hobby. It's a fluid lifestyle because it's always changing. It's always going up and down. Roy's uncle. Oh, what's up, brother? Man, I met this guy Carlos at a RH boys. What's up, bro? I met this guy Carlos at the at R&R Taco Shop for their grand opening, and it was a big party, man. It was a good time, and he was cooking some food in the back. And ever since then, every time he comes out on the live stream, I remember you, bro. I got you. I remember. And yeah, maybe you can win a free pack of lures. If not, I'm gonna be doing a big discount just for those that are watching right now, because people are on my website or on my Facebook or on my YouTube, they won't be able to get this free pack of lures, and they won't be able to give it like a good 25% off from the packs of lures. So let's get into it, man. We already got the dad joke of the day. The first tip I'm gonna give you guys, believe it or not, man, down here in South Texas, people go fishing and they don't have their fishing license. So that's gonna be the first tip. Go out there and get your fishing license. I have a lot of buddies, a lot of high school buddies, a lot of childhood friends that are game wardens, and I believe their job is very, very stressful and very, very hard on their mentality because of their work schedule, man. Those guys work some crazy hours. So, some people are upset that game wardens give tickets, or some people are upset about game wardens just showing up, but I always say, "Man, get your fishing and hunting license, and you will be good to go. You won't have to worry about it." I always get my fishing, saltwater, and, hunting combo together. That way, I am good for the whole year, and I don't have to worry about it. Game wardens here at Baffin Bay. Yeah, man, they're always up and down. So get your fishing and hunting license and make sure you know what type of fish that you're targeting. I have a buddy of mine that I work with, and he took his daughter fishing out to Arroyo City, and he was asking me some questions. So I actually sent him the video of the Rio Hondo Pier, and I was texting him on the side, like, "Hey, bro, this is what a speckled trout looks like. This is what a redfish looks like, a red drum. This is what a flounder looks like." A lot of the targeting species that you're going to be targeting down here in South Texas at the piers or those 3 main species. And unless you're like me, when I was fishing one time when I was a kid in Arroyo City, I actually caught a tarpon in Arroyo City by accident. I was casting, you know how it's like the lights are out in front of you, and I was casting in the darkness because I grew up bass fishing, throwing that glow shad around in the darkness, and a tarpon ended up hitting my lure. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, I gave him the basic rundown of what exactly to look for and what the measurements were for the speckled trout and for the redfish, and he was pretty excited about it because he grew up actually. It's pretty cool where I work because you get people from all over the state of Texas and all over the US sometimes, and he fishes freshwater up north. So he grew up fishing bass fishing, and he grew up fishing for, for crappie as well. So he was actually giving me pointers on how to catch a smallmouth bass when I do go up north. So make sure you know what you're looking for, know what you're targeting, get your fishing and hunting license so you'll be good to go. And if you're gonna be taking out the family, man, or if you're just gonna be going out by yourself as well, always try to find a safe location. That Rio Hondo Pier that I put that video out, the original intent was to get, people out there, get people outdoors, get people that are just starting off, and get the people that have kids that wanna go out there and just, have a good time and make some memories with their kids. So that Rio Hondo Pier is a good area because it's super clean, man. It's brand new. The pier doesn't have any hooks on the ground. They don't have any holes on the ground. There's a spot up in Baffin Bay that I fished, and it was an old fishing pier, and I was walking around, and I saw some kids running around. I was like, "Bro, there's a big hole right there." There wasn't anything like, you know, telling the kid that there was a hole. There wasn't a cone or anything like that, making sure that the kids didn't fall. So if you're gonna be taking kids out there, always do some research before you go out there. Tomei Park is a good spot as well. Just remember that Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, or on in summertime, it's always gonna be packed, man, because people are off from school, so they're gonna be trying to take their kids out there and have a good time. So just remember, be careful when you're casting, whenever you go fishing and it's a pier and it's super packed. Sometimes kids are running around, sometimes people are running around behind you. You don't wanna end up hooking them by accident, and it'd be pretty crazy, man. I had a situation here where I was cutting grass outside, where I was cutting the entrance of my house, and, a bee literally stung me on my eye. I don't know if you guys can see it right here, just underneath my nose, right close to my eye. That was super close. That bee would have been like a couple inches to my other side. It would have hit my eye. So super crazy. What's up, Joe Cruz? He got that cap a long time ago, and he's still wearing it. What's up, man? That Rio Hondo pier fishing was fire. That's what I'm talking about, man. I actually went out there a couple days ago, and it was a pretty cool time running into some people from San Benito. So make sure you get your fishing and hunting license. Know the fish that you're targeting. Find a safe location, and we'll get into the nitty gritty of what I like to do, what I like to use when I'm fishing these saltwater piers. These tips are gonna be for everywhere, man. South Texas, and they're gonna be up in the Baffin Bay as well. I know people actually fish that area a lot for those piers because they're heavily pressured. And when I went out there fishing one time, I actually was able to catch a bunch of fish, do using these same techniques and tricks to catch speckled trout. And the pier was super packed, and I was actually catching a lot of fish. That's what I'm talking about, man. You got to be careful when you're casting that rod, man, because you don't wanna get hooked or you don't wanna hook anyone else, so just be careful. So the main tip that I give people whenever you're fishing, whenever you're starting off, and you're gonna be fishing piers, man, I saw some kids the other day, they were using big Penn Battles 5,000 series, and they were using, like, 7'6" to 8-foot rods, and they were casting down south lures, and they were putting that down south lure on a single drop rig, and they were casting it out there, and they just left it there. They left that hook I'm sorry, they left that down south lure on the single drop rig with a weight, and they just left it on the bottom thinking that they were gonna catch some fish. So I actually asked them, say, "Hey, bro, what you fishing for?" And then they're like, "Oh, we're trying to catch some trout." I'm like, "Okay, man, cool. This lure that I'm using is a double shad rig. This lure that I'm using is a DOA. This lure that I'm using was a gulp shrimp." I had like 3 of them with me at the time, and before I left, I actually gave them a shad rig that I was using, just like the way 636 hooked me up with his, setup that he was using. Always try to downsize your lure and always try to downsize the rod and reel that you're using. Remember, if you're gonna be fishing for trout, I always like to use artificial lures. If you're gonna be using bait, live shrimp, that's cool. Just remember that there's a lot of catfish, a lot of small catfish in that area, so they're gonna be picking apart your shrimp. So trust me when I say this, because it was literally happening right in front of me a couple nights ago, and the guy was upset because he spent all that money on that shrimp and he was just catching catfish. So if you're gonna be trying to catch for drum or anything else, yes, you can use a bottom rig, you can use a heavier setup. But what I like to use is I like using a smaller setup. I actually have the rod and reel that I was using when I saw Mr. 636 Outdoors. It was a 6'6" rod, medium light rod, super small, perfect for your pier, super compact. And I was using 10-pound Power Pro braid. And when I was casting that lure, I was using a smaller profile. I was using a down south, I'm sorry, a double shad rig, and then I actually went down even further than a shad rig. I was using this unique one that Mr. 636 gave me, and it was a smaller profile lure because he ended up catching like 7 or 8 trout. And I was just there like, damn, bro, you're killing it. So he hooked it up. So sometimes you got to downsize your lure, is what I'm getting at. Sometimes, or what I like to use is a 6'6" rod, 2,000 reel, 2,500 reel, something small to get you started. And whenever you go out there, if you're using a smaller setup, you can also use that for freshwater bass down here. You can also use it for the bay. If you don't want to get a 6'6", go out and get yourself a 7-foot medium light, and you can use it for a pier. You can use it for the bay inshore. You can use that 2,000, that 2,500 reel for the bay as well, and you can also use it for the 10-pound line. So it's super versatile, super lightweight. Like me, I played baseball, I played football, I played sports my entire life. So my shoulders and my elbows, man, they're like pretty burnt up because I used to pitch and I used to catch and third base, outfield, all that good stuff. So my shoulders and arms aren't what they used to be, right? So whenever I'm casting, you got to remember, if you're casting artificial lures, you want to be comfortable. You don't want to be using something heavy, and it's not going to give that lure the same movement, that same vibration, that same action in the water. You want to be able to cast it hundreds, if not thousands of times throughout your career or throughout that night or throughout that fishing tournament. If you're gonna be walking, you wanna use something light that's, super durable as well, and it's gonna good to have a good backbone, but it's gonna be something that's super compact, that's not gonna put any pressure on your joints, and you'll be able to enjoy your fishing experience. So that's to be the 3rd tip. Let me see the comments real quick. Let's go, Joe. So I'm talking about what's up, Wolf. Count me in. I know, bro. Johnny, dude. You know what's crazy is that I actually went out to Johnny's like last week to buy the setup that Martin gave me, and I actually took a picture of the front and the inside. I was like, man, this is cool, pretty nostalgic because I remember growing up and going to that fishing and tackle shop in Harlingen for years since I was a kid, man. And then to see that it was pretty crazy. And what's also crazy is you know how the social media is a lot of people were posting the same picture. A lot of people were posting their own pictures of that of Johnny's going down in flames, and I was like, "Man, that's crazy." Because I grew up when and going to that tackle shop or going to that shop, and it's pretty sad seeing that whole thing. So hopefully they rebuild stronger. Hopefully, if they need help from the community, you know, Stoic Outdoors always lends a helping hand as well. Was working a light action fish stick rod with 2,500. Dude, that setup that he was using was legit 2,500 reel 8-pound test. So he's been going smaller than I am, man. People think I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy, man. 10-pound homie over here is using 8-pound. It can really get that extra casting distance. That extra casting distance makes a big difference when you're wade fishing, and it makes a big difference when you're pier fishing. Remember, when you're pier fishing and you see the light, this picture of the light's like right here. You want to cast past the light. You want to cast at an angle. You don't want to just cast right in the middle unless you're like sight casting. You want to cast in the darkness, and then you want to bring that lure right into that edge, right into that ambush area. A lot of the bigger trout, a lot of the trout that I've fished my entire life, because I grew up not having a boat, so I learned how to do it. A lot of those redfish and trout are hanging out in the edges, looking for an easy spot to ambush that that bait or that lure that you're using, man. So try to cast at the edges, bring it at a different angle, low and steady. On this next video that I'm posting, I actually kept my rod down all the way down to the bottom, and I was literally reeling it in super slow. A super slow retrieve was a ticket for that day. But I kept my rod down because our Rio Hondo pier is super high. So just be mindful of that. If the pier is super high, you want to keep your rod down to make sure that lure is in that strike zone a lot longer. Johnny's, yeah, we saw that. It's about the size. LeBron James in the house, 3-inch club right here. J-Lo, man, he's been on it, bro. When I've been posting, it's pretty cool seeing him respond to my videos and seeing him how fast he is with reacting to it. What's the best color on the gulp? So for gulp, bro, I like using the pearl with the pink tail. Pearl with the pink tail. It's like a whitish color, but it's got some glimmer. It's got some pizzazz in it, and it's got a pink tail because whenever you're fishing that pier, whenever you're fishing the inshore area, that pink, whenever you pop it, it just looks like a little blood or like a little fish attracted, man. And I've always had luck using white pearl with a pink tail for the goat. 3-inch gang and have the greatest personalities. What's up, guys? Jeanette, how you doing? So yeah, man, I appreciate you stopping by. I think the wife shared the live stream, and I finally she's the one that helped me decorate this whole area and get this idea for the background. So it's pretty cool seeing you over here. So that's a light tackle for lures, smaller profiles. The third tip for you guys, and the discussion that I have mainly with people on Facebook or on YouTube is live shrimp or bait. If you're going to be using live shrimp, just remember down here in South Texas, we have a lot of catfish. What's crazy is that up in Baffin Bay, the Baffin Bay area, I was actually fishing for like weeks at a time, and I did not see one person catch a catfish, and they were using shrimp on the bottom. They were using fish bites. They were using lures, and not once did I see a catfish caught. But down here in South Texas, trust me when I say this, if you go out to a pier in Rio Hondo and in Arroyo City as of 2 days ago, you're going to be casting that live shrimp, and there's going to be catfish that are just going to be tearing up that shrimp, man, and it's going to get annoying. Trust me. And you're going to get frustrated because you spent all that time and energy on buying the shrimp, all that time and energy and keeping those bad boys alive just for catfish to take your lure. So if you're gonna be doing that, cool, do it. Go out and try it out for yourself, but take some lures with you. Take a DOA shrimp, take a gulp shrimp, take a double shad rig, just in case, man. I have yet to catch a fish on a double shad rig or a catfish on a double shad rig, but those trout, those redfish, and even flounder sometimes, or even a tarpon, man. That was crazy. That story out in Roy City. They're gonna hit your lure, man. So light tackle versus lures. I'm sorry, yeah. Light tackle versus lures, smaller profile. Happy birthday to the wife. Man, she was actually telling me today that we turned 34 and we don't feel 34. It's crazy how fast time is going, man. And our daughter's already growing. She's already Gonna be turning 5 here in the next year, so it's crazy how time flies. So we got 8 likes, we got 15 people watching. We are right at 20 minutes, and we got a lot of people commenting, man. It's pretty cool, man. I already got to see where people are commenting from, and I'm just curious what your favorite lure is. What is your favorite lure for the pier? Just so people that are watching that don't wanna comment or this here just to gain the knowledge as well, they can come here and they can look at the comment section and they can see what lure they like to use. I like using double shad rigs, DOA shrimps. I even use, the Bay Villain. I'm actually coming out with a super unique shrimp mode. Pretty excited about it. I'm in the product testing stage, so I can't really show anything because I just wanna make sure everything is tight and everything is legit before I start producing it or production of it, man. So the next tip, I already talked about it earlier, man, but just remember whenever you're pier fishing and you see the edge of the light, cast it out there, bring that lure into the strike zone a lot longer. Sometimes what I like to do, a little trick for you guys, is bring it in nice and slow, give it a slight random pause, man. 99.9%, I'm like that meme, right? 99.9% of the time, those redfish and trout are gonna hammer your lure on the pause, because if you think about it, if you are a predator fish, or if you're a predator in general, and you're following a bait, if you're following something that's gonna be an easy meal for you, what's gonna be the time that they're gonna hit that lure? Whenever you pause, right? So that lure is gonna be going like this, they're gonna be following it, they're gonna be following the central pause, they're gonna think, "Oh, this is an ambush time right here. This is an easy snack," as they say, and then they're gonna hammer your lure. So try it right underneath the surface. Try bringing it nice and slow, and then try giving it a pause. Whenever you find out what the fish want that specific night, that specific day, hey man, cast it out there, repeat, 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 and you're gonna keep catching fish because that's gonna be what the fish want. You can all obviously always change the colors, change the profile, whatever you got to do to try to find out what the fish want for that specific night. Double shad rigs, the little ones that glow, or popping cork with a new penny go. Penny, that's funny, right? That's cool, man, because that's your daughter's name. That's a pun intended. But yeah, so popping corks are a good way to start off fishing, man. I always tell people if you're starting off and you don't want to use a double shad rig, you don't want to use a DOA shrimp, you don't want to use anything that's it's not gonna be as visual for you. Go out and get yourself a popping cork. You can get them at Walmart for super cheap. You can get them for like 2 or 3 bucks. A popping cork with like a 6-inch leader line or a 4-inch leader line, and throw a gulp underneath it, or throw something underneath it, whatever lure that you wanna use, and give it a pop. Let it pause, pop, pop, let it pause, pop, let it pause. But what I like to do is I like to throw it out in the darkness, and then I like to bring that lure right in that strike zone, like I said earlier. And it's gonna be the same thing. Let it sit, pop, pop, let it sit. Find out how the fish want it. Find out what color they want. Because sometimes, excuse me, sometimes that color changes every night depending on the water clarity as well. Double shads, AM lure glow, get good strikes. Yeah, brother. So I actually have uh a double shad rig, and I've had it for years, but I actually gave it to a guy that was fishing because he didn't really know like exactly what to use for a speckled trout at the pier. And on the top, I'm sorry, on the bottom, I use a AM lure, a glow shad, because it's a 3.5 inch and it's a little bit heavier. It has a little bit heavy, thicker of a profile. So whenever that bottom lure is going through the water, it's actually way underneath, and that top lure is sitting on top, and it's running through the water like this. So I have an AM on the bottom. It's a little bit heavier, and then I have a regular shad rig on top. Little tip as well, little trick. That we have two profiles, two different colors, two different lures, and it also glows in the dark as well. Bro, for the lures, jig heads to use to tie them to the main braid, or you need so the setups that I use, they're literally already rigged. It's a double shad rig, and it already has a leader line. It's like 6 inches, and then it has one hook, one weight, one lure, and then it has another one. So whenever you tie that braid, I literally just tie it in straight to the top part because it has a leader line. And whenever you're reeling it in, that braid is going to be higher on top, so that leader line is gonna make your line disappear. So that's why I buy those double shad rigs, because they're like 2 or 3 bucks, and they are already pre-rigged and ready to go for you. That way you don't have to worry about tying any leader line. Swivels, I tie it straight on, bro. And reasoning behind that, I actually did this when I started off. I went to my buddy's pier and I put a swivel on it, and whenever I popped it, I was looking at the water because the pier was actually clear. The water was clear. It was actually a freshwater pier. and I saw how that lure would dance, and that swivel didn't get that lure the same action, that same movement, that same dance, and it didn't work the same way as it would as if you just tie a leader line straight to your monoline or your braid, I'm sorry, and you learn how to do a knot. Whenever you pop it, that lure is gonna have a lot more natural movement. It's gonna look a lot better in the water, and those redfish and trout, in my opinion, man, in my years of experience, I learned not to use a swivel because of the way it makes the lure bounce, the way it makes the lure dance, and also that swivel sometimes it's gonna get a lot of seaweed, it's gonna get a lot of debris that you're running that lure right into the water, and it's gonna make the lure not react the same way every time you pop it. And sometimes you pop it, you're gonna have some extra weight, and you think, "Hey, man, I got a fish," but nah, man, that's not the case. Try to use a uni line, like you said, and don't use a swivel. That's what I like to use, man, and like I said, I'm not telling you exactly what to do, I'm just giving you guys my tips and tricks for y'all to start off. That way you guys are ahead of the curve whenever you're going out there, and you can say, "Oh, Stoic showed me how to do this, man." Hopefully, it helps you guys out. Change direction abruptly at the very end of your lure retrieve. Yeah, man. Do whatever you gotta do, change it up, gives a little trigger. Actually, that's 100%, man. I don't think I've seen you on this channel, bro, but I appreciate that, Mr. V Outdoors. I can't say that first name. Mr. V Outdoors. But that's right, man. Sometimes you're out wade fishing and or pier fishing and you cast that lure out there and you give it like some random little pop. And if that redfish and trout is there and that lure falls on its head, man, it's gonna be like, what is that? Reaction bite. Boom, it's gonna hit it. That's a good one, bro. I appreciate that. Even with bass fishing, man, that's actually what I do with my spinnerbait. I'll cast it and I'll give it a quick pop, and then I'll start retrieving. So that quick little reaction, that quick little pop is gonna get the reaction of that bass that's just hanging out in the area. Uni to uni knot, yep, for sure, man. That's the way to do it. I actually want to do a video where I talk about how to tie it and I show you guys an example. I'm just trying to figure out how to do it. That way you guys can see it a little clearer. Any opinions on quick clips? Quick clips are good. So whenever I'm wade fishing, and it's not really pier fishing, right? But whenever I'm wade fishing, I have two rods with me. I have one with a spinning rod, and I have one on my back that's usually with a top water or something like a quarter ounce. And I actually do have those quick clips on there, but I don't have them all the time. But I do sometimes I use them. That way I can just take off that quarter ounce and I can put that top water on. It's highly unlikely when I do, but if it's clear water and it's not much wind, I'll take it with me. That way I can bomb cast that top water and then I can just switch it real quick and I won't have to worry about it, man. So we had like 20 people watching, man. That's what's up. 13 likes. That's what's going on. I use quick clips. Just don't forget to change them out in salt water. That's right, bro. That's right. And, see, like Joe, for example, man, he's been fishing his entire life as well, so for him to give that knowledge is pretty cool. Seeing it on the channel, that's what it's all about, man. But yeah, he uses clips. You can use clips as well. If you like it, just go out and try it out. It's just what I prefer, and I have used them in the past as well. So we got almost all the tips. The 6th one actually happened to me in 636 Outdoors when we were fishing. Be mindful of where you're casting, man. Sometimes people are going out there with their family or with their little ones, and they want to have a good time. They want to be able to fish the same way you do, man. So whenever you're casting, just be careful because it could be their first time. They're casting, and that bait falls to the bottom, and it's actually going right in front of your line because of that movement of that current. And we actually looked at each other, and we didn't make a big deal about it because he wanted to catch fish as well. So just be mindful of it. Take a second to react or to relax and just let him bring it in and then you cast. So I was actually waiting for him to reel it in and then I would cast. So I didn't make a big deal about it. I didn't cause any commotion because he wanted to catch fish as well. So it wasn't really a big deal, man. So just be careful where you cast so you don't cut people off. And the last tip that I'm gonna give you guys is to stay resilient, man. Because sometimes you're wade fishing, or sometimes you're pier fishing, or sometimes you're bank fishing, canal fishing, whatever you're doing in life, man. Sometimes things happen where it's like, bro, that really just happened. Sometimes you're and sometimes you lose a big trout or you lose a big redfish, but just go out there and keep casting, stay with it, and hopefully you will set yourself up for success by following these tips and tricks, by following these things that people are commenting here. And that way you go out there having a step ahead of other people that are out there, or just a step ahead in your mind. That way you have a little bit more confidence and try these things out, try these tips out. And if they work for you, I would love to hear it, man. I have a Facebook page, I have a YouTube channel. If you're not comfortable with that, you can email me at stoicoutdoors@gmail.com and just give me your your story of what you have done. I actually had a buddy of mine, Efrain, message me on Facebook earlier today, and he said, "Hey man, I ran into your channel. I saw you posted that video over at the Rio Hondo Pier, and I appreciate all the tips because that's the way to do it, man." Like I said in one of my last videos, whenever I'm fishing, I always try to give tips because when I started off, I actually commented on someone's YouTube channel, and it was a basic question, man. It wasn't anything crazy, and, I think it had to do with the Procure he was using whenever he put the little extra pizzazz on that lure, and he didn't wanna give me the name, and he's like, "No, I never put Procure." I'm like, "Bro, I saw your video." He didn't wanna give me the tip, so I vowed if I made a YouTube channel, I wanna be able to give you guys all the tips that I can because I wanna pass this information on to the younger generation. I'm actually gonna start taking my daughter out fishing a lot more, that way we can, pass it on with her as well, but I'm glad people are up here commenting as well. I also have to watch out with those perky lipos. I know, man. Hey, so it's funny because there was a guy to my left, and I wanted to be cool on my YouTube. "Hey, bro, you can sneak in here, bro, and you can cast out there. It'll all be good. It'll all be fine." And I casted the lure, and I hit that lipo right on top of my head. Luckily, I didn't break that rod. That rod, man, that Penn Allegiance, it's a little bit heavy. It's a medium. It's not a medium light, but it's an all-around rod that I've had for years, and I've had it in the back of my truck. I've had it in the barn. I've had it everywhere, man, and I never had any issues with it. For sure, Jeanette. Hopefully, you can go out there and catch some fish with your family as well. That Rio Hondo Pier is super clean here, super easy to get to. They are not charging anything right now, so it'd be a good area to go to just to learn and get your feet wet, as they say. For sure, Andrew. Any tips for alligator gar? Bro, I actually need tips for alligator gar myself. I've been alligator gar fishing at least 10 times within this last year and this year, and I've had runs, but I've never caught an alligator gar in it's been at least 2 years, man, and what's crazy is that the last time I went out fishing, about 2 years ago when I caught a gar, it was actually by accident, man. I had a floaty and I had a little shad and I had braid. It wasn't even like a right gar setup, but it's all I had at the time because I was throwing something on bottom. But I saw a bunch of gars rolling in that area that I was fishing. I was like, bro, they're on top. Let me change it up. Let me throw a shad with a braid. It was like 50-pound braid, luckily. And I casted it out there, and an alligator gar actually hit. And you're supposed to wait for that alligator gar to swallow that bait or swallow that shad. I didn't even do that, man. What I did was I set the hook at an angle. So that's a tip I can give you guys if you're gonna be starting off with alligator gar fishing, making sure you're using the right setup as well. But whenever it's running away from you, what I like to do is I like to wait and then I like to set the hook at an angle somewhere different of where the gar is running from. Because remember that bait is in its mouth or that hook is in its mouth. You want to hook it. You want to set it at an angle. You really hook set it and make sure that hook stays in its mouth, man. Let's go on my boat for sure, man. Joe Cruz, Mr. For the live, man. I actually like doing these live streams because it's pretty cool being able to talk and pretty cool being able to bounce ideas off of each other, man. You've only had runs as well, right? Yeah, it's pretty crazy. You know what I would recommend, man? Mark Veliad, Los Canaleros at 956. He's got a shop over in the McAllen area, and he also has a YouTube channel and a TikTok, and I think he has a Facebook page as well. But that dude catches some big, big alligator gar, and he actually gives a lot of tips and tricks. And I watch him to try to learn, man, because that guy is a wealth of knowledge, and that guy knows what he's doing. So I'm not afraid to say it, man. I'm learning every day, man. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to better myself as a fisherman, try to better myself as a man, as a husband, as a friend, as a brother, as a dad, everything I can, man. I try to learn, try to take a different step forward, try to put my best foot forward and try to learn and try to grow as a person, as a human being as well, man. Thank you guys for watching this video, man. I really appreciate it, man. So the next person right here that comments Rio native wins a free pack of lures. The first person that comments Rio native, since we're at the very end of the live stream, we got 17 people on. Rio Native, whoever comments hashtag Rio Native is gonna win a free pack of lures, man. Let's see who's gonna win. Also, if you use coupon code Stoic Live, you will win. You will get a good 25% off of your lure of your purchase from my website, stoicoutdoors.com. Tony Bishop won, bro. I appreciate you, man. He didn't put the hashtag, but we'll give it to him. Andrew, I'm gonna send you a 50% off coupon, man, since you came in second place. So Andrew, email me, brother, at stoicoutdoors.com or stoicoutdoors at gmail.com. as well as Mr. Tony. Email me as well, man. stoicoutdoors@gmail.com, and Andrew, email me at stoicoutdoors@gmail.com. That 50% off, man, Mr. Andrew, you can use it for anything on the website, and I will give you a free lanyard or a free sticker, whatever I got here, man. I'll give it to you as well. So if you order anything, it'll be 50% off, whatever you want, and I'll hook you up as well. Mr. Tony Bishop, congrats, brother. He will win a free pack of lures, man. The Bay Villain is coming back, man. I pushed him out for a while. Let me see if I can get a pack without messing up this live stream. And there's a couple of shops here in the Rio Grande Valley that have them, but mainly I have them on my website, man, because it's so much easier being on a digital, having a digital footprint and having these on my website. The Bay Villain is sick, man. I'm making a shrimp mode as well. That way I can get the Pier fishermen that are out there to have it as well. Joe Infante, awesome. What's up, everyone? What's up, Five Gil? What's up, Big Dog? Yeah, man. Going back to the alligator gar fishing because I love answering questions. Head up Mark Veliad, go to his Facebook page, go to his YouTube channel, and you can learn some things as well. I actually want to do a trip here pretty soon where I'm targeting nothing but Gatan, man. So Joe at Hook, Line, and Sinker has my lures. I actually need to re-up him. And Steve over at SWP, Southern Wildlife Products, has my lures as well. And if you want to use my Stoic Live coupon code, I'm going to make sure it's live right now. It's going to be one word, Stoic Live will be the coupon code to save 25% off. So if you want to go over there and get yourself a pack of lures, 25% off, and I will get you a free sticker or a free lanyard, whatever I have. Westick, I know, dude, I need to get them up there. Kingsville is a growing area, man. It's got a lot of cool shops in that area, man. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys stopping by. We gave away a free pack of lures, a free cap, and another free pack of lures for those that were watching this live stream, man. And we got a lot of tips and tricks for these saltwater fishing lures or saltwater fishing tips in the Rio Hondo area. And I appreciate you guys stopping by, man. Let me see if this thing's still connected. That we can get an outro for you guys to see if it's still connected. Oh, it is. Man, I was actually playing this music the other day, and my wife was like, "Are you gonna rap or what?" I was like, "Maybe." I was like, "Check one, check one." Yeah. I think it sounds pretty good. Thank you guys for watching this video, man. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. We are right at 38 minutes, 37 minutes, still 17 people watching, 14 likes. I'm going to be trying to go live at least once a week for you guys, man. It was pretty fun. Peace.